Hello everyone, myself Sabri and I welcome you to our channel Solution Bridge Network and one-stop solution for all your Power Platform tutorials. In today's video, we are going to understand how we can pass a table or an array value from Power Automate to Power Apps. For this use case, I have taken a simple sales report in Power BI and I have used country, product, year, month, name, unit sold, sales and profit in a table with countries and product as their filters. I have published this sales report to my workspace called Fabric Enabled and with the name Sales Data. Similarly, I do have a Power App where I have two filters for the country and product, and I do have a gallery. So the intention here is whenever someone selects the country and the product and clicks on apply, it should trigger a Power Automate flow, which in turn talks to the Power BI dataset, filters this data, and then display the data in the gallery. Now let's start creating the Power Automate flow. We can create this Power Automate flow in two different ways, either with a premium connector or with a standard license as well. Let's see how we can achieve this in both the ways. Let's go ahead and create a new flow. Now we need to go with instant cloud flow. The reason being it should get triggered on a button click. So let's click instant cloud flow and let's call the name of the flow as fetch sales data. Now we need to select the trigger. We are going with the trigger when Power Apps calls a flow and let's click on create. This automatically opens up a new designer template. Let's switch back to the old designer template and start customizing the flow. So let's expand this trigger and we would like to add two inputs, which is one is country and another one is product. So let's click on text input. The first input as country and let's add one more input of type text and call that as product. Now we need to run a query against the dataset to fetch the response. So let's use the Power BI connector. So let's select Power BI and then use the action run a query against the dataset. Now we need to select the workspace and the dataset which it should go and run the query. So click the drop down, select the workspace where our report is hosted. So it is in Fabric enabled and the name of my dataset is a sales data. So let's select that both. Now we need to pass in the specific query that we need to run in this workspace with this data. So to create this query, let's go back to Power BI and in the view section, you have an option called performance analyzer. Select that and click on start recording. And now you refresh the visuals. So what performance analyzer does is it will just view the page and it will just reload all the visuals and it gives us the time the visual takes to load. If you expand any of the visual, that is table for instance, you will be able to see DAX query took 557 seconds. Similarly, what are the different times taken by the corresponding components. What we are trying to achieve here is to copy this query so that we can use it in the Power Automate. So we have copied the query of this table visual. So let's get back to the Power Automate and paste this query text in the query text area. If you scroll up, you will be able to find a section where you can see that the static country and the static product is being called for. So what we will do, we will remove this, will pass in the dynamic content. So place here, scroll down, select the dynamic content country and similarly scroll to the top, remove the static product name and again tag it to the dynamic content product. So now let's save this and try testing it. Now it's asked us to enter the country and the product name. Let's type the country as Canada and the product as VTT and click on Run Flow. Our flow ran successfully. Let's expand this Power BI dataset and see if we are able to get the required data. Yes. So first let's see how we can achieve it in premium because that's in one step process. To achieve that, what I will do, I'll just copy the first item schema so that we can pass it in the next connector. So let me copy it and edit the flow. I would like to add a next step and call a premium connector which is called as response. You can select the response and in the body what you can do, you can just pass the dynamic content which is first table rows And if you click on show advanced option, you will have a privilege where you can pass the JSON schema. You can say generate from sample. Here you open and close a square bracket and paste what you have copied in the previous step and click on done. So this will automatically create a schema. If you scroll down the schema, you will be able to see the different column names with their type. So country is a string. So similarly, you have sales as integer, but we are anticipating that sales might be a float value. So what we will do, we will change it to number. So similarly, change the sales and profit as number. If you want, you can change the unit sold as number too. Let's save this. Let's get back to the Power App and connect this Power Automate flow. So go to the Power Automate section, click on Add Flow. So you'll be able to find something called Fetch Sales Data. So I'll refresh it, make sure we have the recent updates that we made. So click Fetch Data, and this will automatically connect your Power Automate flow to the app. Now you can see that Fetch Sales Data is connected to the app. So in the Apply button, we will try to call the flow where we need to pass country and the product as the parameter. Let me select this country and go to the properties here so that I'll be able to find the name of that drop down. We have this drop down as drop down 1, and if you select the product, you can see that it is drop down 1 underscore 1. Let's go to apply and write the power effects to run the flow. So just type in the name of the flow, fetch. You automatically get fetch sales data dot run. Give an open bracket. Now you need to give two inputs of type text. One is country and another one is product. So country is from drop down 1 dot selected dot value, and product is from drop down 1 underscore 1 dot selected dot value. Let's close this. Now to pass it into a gallery, we need to have it in form of a collection. So we will enclose this inside a collection. So let's say clear collect data. We'll just put a comma and close the clear collect formula here. Let's hold on the alt and click on apply to see how it works. You can see the Power Automate flow is running. Let's wait to get it completed. Yeah, so now let's click on data and see if you are able to get that tabular form. You can see that the data type is of type table. So if you expand it, you will be able to see all the columns, which is an output for the country Canada and for the product umbrella. As I said earlier, the flow what we have created uses a premium connector. Since we already have the tabular data, now we will be able to map it easily inside a gallery. Stay tuned for the second part where we will be explaining how you can achieve the same results without a premium connector. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel, hit the like button and press the bell icon for our new video alerts.